All right, guys, I'm going to start a factoring unit here, doing factoring trinomials, and I'm going to show you a method called slide, divide, slide, as you may or may not have seen before. If you have, that's great. If you haven't, I think you're going to like it. But factoring trinomials is our first day this week of factoring, and I hope you've done it before. We're about to find out. And I'm going to show you 6 examples, and that's really it, so it should be a pretty short video. Here we go. All right, here's our first 3. The first one we're going to look at is x squared plus 5x plus 6. And guys, all you do to factor this, to break it down into factors, is I'm going to look for factors of this last number, factors of the 6, that will add up to be 5. So what multiplies together to be 6, that if you add together you get 5. And what pops in my head, well, think about the factors of 6. 1 and 6, 2 and 3, that's really all there are. And if you think about 2 and 3, 2 and 3 add up to be 5, but if you multiply them, they're 6. So I'm going to put x plus 2, x plus 3. And guys, that's it. It's a one-step thing. Just find factors of the last term that add up to be the middle term. I know you've done it before. Right here, x squared minus 6x plus 8, same deal. I'm looking for factors of 8 that will give me negative 6. So the good thing about positive 8 is you can do a negative 4 times a negative 2, which is going to be the answer, by the way. I can already tell. You could do negative 8, negative 1. They both have to be negative because my middle sign there is negative. My last term is positive. So when I factor, I'm going to go with x minus 8 and x minus 1. Now, one thing I didn't say about the last problem, if you want to check and make sure you got it right, you can do FOIL method right here. You can do FOIL with that. And if you do FOIL method with that, you should end up right back where you started. And so that, and I just wrote the wrong answer. That was awesome. Making a video, wrote the wrong answer. Rule 5. It should be 4 and 2. Sorry about that. So there instead it's going to be 4 and 2, and then I wrote 8 and 1. That's awesome. Okay, let me see if I can get the last one right here. Sorry about that. Right here, y squared minus 6y minus 27. Same deal. I'm looking for factors of negative 27 that will give me negative 6. Now this time I need factors of negative 27. So I'm thinking that means one's got to be positive, one negative, like negative 9 and 3, or negative 3 and 9, negative 1 and 27. Y'all can keep going possibly, but I already see it. I need a negative 6. So that very first thing I wrote right there, if I were to add those two numbers together, they would give me negative 6. I'm going to put y minus 9, y plus 3. All there is to it. And again, if you want to be sure you got it, you can always do FOIL and make sure you got it right. Okay, one more slide. 3 more. This is called slide, divide, slide method. And you're going to use this when you have a coefficient that's not 1 in the front. Like this problem right here, for example, has a 2 in the front. Right, because it's got a 2, that makes things a lot more different, a lot more complicated. So we're going to call this method called slide, divide, slide that makes it very easy. And here's how it works. You're going to start off by sliding the first number to the end. When I say slide it, I mean multiply the first number times the last number. Everybody knows 56 times 2 is 112. And so I get that situation. So now I'm trying to find factors of 112 that will somehow add up to be 9 in the middle. And 112 is not a very common number that people think of. Gosh, I know the factors of 112. So what you need to do is probably get your calculator and start multiplying things that have a difference of 9. You know, like 15 times 6, 16 times 7, until you find something that has that multiplies together to be 112 and adds up to be 9. And here's what it is. It's a positive 16 and negative 7. And we'll work on this more in class as far as how I found those two, but your calculator can really help you there. All right, now, that's the slide part. The slide is you take the 2 to the end. The divide part, now once you've done that, you divide both these numbers by 2, by the same number that you slid. It's all about that first number. And if you could divide them, you need to do that. 16 divided by 2 is 8, so that's done. If you can't divide, like I have a 7 over 2, you have to slide again. So it's called slide, divide, slide. Slide the 2 back in front of that end, 2 in minus 7. And guys, there it is. That's the factorization of that first trinomial right there. All right, slide the 2, divide by 2, and then slide the 2 again if you need to. Let's try a couple more. Look at this one. 3y squared plus 7y minus 20. Same steps. Step 1, slide the 3 to the end. So I'm sliding the 3, which is going to give me negative 60. Now I'm trying to take a factors of 60 that will give me 7. 60 is like 10 and 6. That won't do it. 20 and 3. That won't do it. 12 and 5. 12 and 5. That does it for sure. And because the 7 is positive in the middle, I need the bigger number to be positive. So I'm going to go with y plus 12 and y minus 5. Because if I add 12 and negative 5, it gives me 7, which is what I wanted. 12 times negative 5 is 60, which is awesome. So now divide again. Divide by the 3. All right, now 12 divided by 3, we know it's 4, so let's go put a 4 here. 5 divided by 3 doesn't work, so I'm going to take the 3 on the bottom and slide it to the front. Make it 3y minus 5. One more. Last one here. Okay, number in the front again. Slide, divide, slide. Sliding the 12 to the end of the 2. If I slide that 12, my last term becomes a 24. And now I'm factoring. So I'm looking for factors of 24 that will give me 11. And I think you can look at that. No, that's 8 and 3. So I'm going to go x plus 8, x plus 3. That's the slide part. Now don't forget to divide. You're dividing by 12, so I'm dividing that by 12 and that by 12. Now this time, this is kind of unusual. They both divide. And by divide, I mean you can reduce them. 8/12 is 2/3. 3/12 is 1/4. So you need to do that when you can. That's actually dividing when you do that. So now, last step, remember slide, divide, slide. Slide the bottom number, slide the 3 in the front. 3x plus 2. This one right here, slide the 4 into the front. 4x plus 1. And guys, you got it. That's all there is. Hope that wasn't too bad. Hope you've seen all of that before. You may not have seen slide, divide, slide before, but I hope you factored those with the 1 in the front before. That'll really help tomorrow if you have. We'll work on these like we always do. Look forward to seeing you.